Connecting the Valley. This is NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Good morning. I can't believe it's already Thursday, Jerry. I mean, the week is like flying by.
Is it?
Yes, it's flying by. And this morning, I heard a little bit of wind out there. You said it was going to be breezy.
Yeah, not so much for the valley. Certain areas are going to get some gusty winds, but to the north and to the west of us, yeah, the winds are going to be a little gusty. We have wind advisories out for Southern California. It does include the Coachella Valley, and we'll break it down to exactly where the windiest winds will be.
Ooh, okay. All right. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks. Says he was stabbed while taking his routine walk on CV Link. Authorities are now trying to piece together who the attacker is and what their motive was. NBC Palm Springs' Tiani Jadaling spoke with local law enforcement and has details for us this morning.
This 40-mile transportation corridor was created to provide a safe space to walk, run, bike, or even use a golf cart. The Palm Springs Police Department tells us violent activity isn't generally a problem here.
Most of the complaints was like vehicles traversing through the path, which we're trying to address, and that's the general complaint.
But an attack between a walker and an unknown individual is causing fear amongst neighbors that frequent the path. PSPD says the incident took place on Cathedral Canyon, an area that falls under the jurisdiction of the Palm Springs Police Department.
They happened to cross paths when an individual that was walking the other direction, and what they noticed is that just this individual gave them a dirty look. The individual, there was no interaction at that time. The individual continued on their walk for about 15 minutes and then started returning home.
It was shortly after that things quickly turned violent.
The individual, the suspect, put a mask over his head and approached the victim as he was cussing. The individual ended up striking the victim in the stomach, which caused the victim to fall to the ground. At that point, the victim experienced a sharp pain to his side, and during this brief interaction, the suspect ended up running away. It was after this incident that the victim realized he had been stabbed.
The victim was then transported to a local hospital. Phone footage the victim was able to capture during the incident is now being used by local law enforcement to investigate who the attacker was.
This scenario is kind of unique because the victim already saw the suspect. And then it's just, there's no demand for property or anything like that. It was just the individual was cussing. So it's hard to determine whether or not it was somebody that was just out there a potential danger to somebody else, or this in fact was an attempted robbery.
Anyone with information is encouraged to call Detective Gilberto Alcaraz with PSPD. That number can be found at the bottom of your screen. Tiani Jadaling, NBC Palm Springs.
The Imperial County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help after human remains were found in Salton City. Deputies responded to a report of suspicious circumstances December 21st and discovered what was later confirmed to be a human right leg. A detailed search found no additional remains, and the victim has not been identified. An interaction with wildlife has not been ruled out by authorities, but investigators are urging anyone with information or knowledge of this person to contact authorities right away.
Right now, we want the community to know that we are investigating this for a missing person. We've searched the area extensively. We've used aerial drones. We've used our Dianza search and rescue unit. There is a missing person. We don't know where they're missing from or where they're coming from. We want to know any little details is.
With some help, authorities hope to identify the remains by the end of the week. Well, after a special city council meeting last night, Cathedral City representatives have selected the temporary District 3 member for the city council. Christian Gordon will take on the temporary position until November of this year, serving the remainder of late council member Mark Carnevale's term after he died in November. Gordon brings more than 20 years of experience as a nonprofit executive and currently serves on the board of directors for the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City. The council voted to fill the seat through appointment rather than a special election. Council members heard from over 10 candidates and held public comment before last night's final decision. Tonight, the Palm Springs Public Arts Commission is set to consider relocating the statue of former Mayor Frank Bogart from the city storage to the Village Green in the downtown area. The statue was removed from City Hall more than 3 years ago after heavy debate over the late mayor's legacy. Supporters remember him as a champion of the city who shaped modern Palm Springs, while critics accuse him of being involved in the Section 14 evictions that took place during his time as sitting mayor of Palm Springs. Back when the statue was removed from City Hall in 2022, city officials committed to the statue's relocation rather than permanent removal. That Public Arts Commission meeting is again set for 5:30 tonight at City Hall. Let's head back outside. This is a live look from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Palm Springs. What I love about the wind, Jerry, is it blows the clouds out, makes everything look so crystal clear out there.
Yeah, we'll see plenty of sunshine today. Today's our transition day. We'll have winds out of the west that'll shift to a Santa Ana wind flow later today. 50 degrees at Palm Springs, 86% relative humidity. That number will drop later today. 30 degrees at Big Bear, 45, Yucca Valley, 44 at 29 Palms, 55 Desert Hot Springs, 49 the city of Coachella, San Gorgonio Pass, beginning with mid to upper 40s in that area. Okay, as far as rain, yeah, nothing happening here. And looking over the southwest, Southern California, nothing showing up, although a few sprinkles this morning around San Diego County is a possibility. That's about it. We do have an onshore flow that'll become more of a northeasterly flow later today. Onshore winds a little gusty, and those Santa Ana winds could affect some areas. In fact, the San Gorgonio Pass seeing gusts in the 30-mile-an-hour range. That's an onshore flow that'll shift a little later on today. So wind advisory in effect for the valley, San Gorgonio Pass, Inland Empire, even stronger winds around the San Bernardino Mountains. That expires at 1 o'clock today. But with that wind shift, some Santa Ana winds could be an issue in some areas, and we'll explore that in the full forecast. As that shift of winds happens, we'll see the drier air begin to move in the area. Temps in the upper 60s today include 68 degrees and sunshine and occasional gusty winds at Palm Springs. Same for Indio, 69 Cathedral City, 70 La Quinta. Comfort Air 7-day forecast. A few high clouds, but lots of sunshine, mid-60s. That'll be for Friday, one of the coolest days in our near future. Then back up to the upper 60s under sunshine on Saturday. A little closer look at the winds in that forecast this half hour.
All right, Jerry, thanks. Cathedral City Police want to remind you about a training exercise at James Workman Middle School. The school off 30th Avenue will have a large police training session again today from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. That exercise started on Wednesday. Cathedral City Police want to make sure you're not alarmed if you see a large number of police in that area. The Coachella City Council also wants you to know that next week's scheduled meeting has now been canceled. It was slated for next Wednesday, the 14th. The city says that all scheduled agenda items will carry over to their next meeting at the end of January. That's slated for the 28th. The last meeting the council held was back on December 10th, where Mayor Steven Hernandez did not make an appearance, causing a vote for a new mayor pro tem and nominations to various subcommittees to be pushed back. His attendance at city council meetings has been random since he was criminally charged with perjury and conflict of interest back in October. His last city council appearance was towards the end of November city council meeting. The Palm Springs Historic Site Preservation Board has unanimously recommended historic district status for Sagewood condominiums. The 107-unit mid-century modern complex was designed by architect Donald Wexler and completed in 1972. About 70% of homeowners supported the nomination. Board members cited its architectural significance, with the property reflecting a period of local history. The recommendation now goes to the Palm Springs City Council for final approval. The city of Palm Desert has secured more than $5 million in federal grant money to improve street safety around schools. Our Brett Rosen has that story for us.
From better crosswalks to road signs, the city of Palm Desert is looking to upgrade it all through an over $5.6 million grant. Officials say it will be used to improve street safety, especially streets that are close to nearby schools in the city.
Okay, hold on to the chains, baby. You guys gotta be safe, all right?
And for a dad like Salah Aldin Al-Wishaw, who has 1 year till his kids will be in elementary school, all that is important to him is that they are in a safe environment.
That's a really great thing to hear. Everything is about the kids, you know? As for me, it's God and family and the kids' safety. If it's towards making the best for the schools, school zone, sidewalks, that's amazing.
And fixing road signs, sidewalks, and crosswalks aren't just because of students. Palm Desert officials telling me it's to ensure safety for everyone in the city of Palm Desert.
To help really enhance our traffic safety throughout the city for pedestrians, automobiles, and bicyclists. Our staff has done an outstanding job of identifying areas of high importance, and certainly kids going to school is probably top of the list.
But for the mayor of Palm Desert, Evan Truby, because he too is a father, he says this project hits home for him because when his kids were growing up, he lived near the schools so his kids could walk or bike there. But most importantly, walk and bike safely.
My kids are grown now, but as kids come up in the K through 12 program at our elementary, middle, and high schools, that they're safe on their way to and from school.
I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Valerie Katz with Animal Samaritans is here with a 7-month-old pug named Charbonne. I can't wait to introduce you to this cute little guy. And later, your Firebirds were back on home ice but weren't able to take the win. Our Tim O'Brien breaks it all down for you. First, we're going to head outside. Here's a live look at your Agua Caliente Casino camera in Rancho Mirage. Sun's not quite up yet, but Jerry says it's going to be a gorgeous day out there. I hope you have some nice plans today. He's going to break down your 7-day forecast for you straight ahead.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website. Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
It's time now for our Pet of the Week. Valerie Katz from Animal Samaritans is here with Charbonne. Oh, Charbonne is so sweet. Tell me a little bit about him.
Well, he is a wonderful little pug mix, mostly pug, and he's about 7 months old. He's been at the shelter with us most of his life. He came in with his litter mates, and he has just been with us for a minute and has not found his perfect person yet, which surprises all of us because he is such a good boy. His favorite thing in the world is just to give kisses. Let's see if he'll do it. Well, he usually loves to give kisses.
Oh, he's so cute. Yeah, he gave me a few kisses. Right? He is a good kisser.
He is.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too.
Yeah, it's a new year for you guys.
Yes.
And I know we took a 2-week break here so everyone could enjoy the holidays. Yeah. We haven't seen any of your fun friends, but how is it going over at Animal Samaritans?
It's going really, really well. Thank you. You know, we are just, constantly Valley, we're trying to get our pets into loving homes. We're open 7 days a week now. So, you know, just trying to give everyone as many opportunities as we can to come in and meet our animals and find the perfect match for them and the perfect match for you too. You know, we want to make sure that you're bringing home an animal that's going to work with your family.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we talk to our potential adopters and, you know, try to make sure that we find the animal that's going to be the right fit for them. So for an example, you know, Charbone's still a puppy, about 7 months old. So for a puppy, you're going to want somebody that's, you know, has the energy and the time to kind of finish training them. We've done a great job with this baby. You know, he is, he's doing well with most of his regular commands and everything. He's very calm, but he's still a puppy. So, you know, you want to make sure that you're getting the right pet for your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Yes, and Charbone here is a bit active too. So, so you are going to want to, you know, just make sure you have time to take him out on walks and do all those fun things with him.
And we've got some other friends there at Animal Samaritans.
We do,
Who do we
yes,
have?
yes. My goodness, we've got, well, we have, let's see, this is little Gus Gus, the black one there, and that is Gus Gus and Charbone. They move so fast, it's hard to tell sometimes. We have lots and lots of beautiful cats and kittens right now. This is our main cat room, which is always so fun. There's Charbone again, but it's so fun for people to come in, and volunteers love to just go in that cat room and sit and play with all of them and socialize them. This is our little doggy play yard where volunteers will take the animals out and play with them there. But as you can see, lots of wonderful animals just waiting for homes. Of course, we're a no-kill shelter, so they're all safe at our shelter until they can find those homes. But they're all going to be happier in a home.
I think
you know?
Charbone just saw himself on TV. He's like, who is,
like,
is that?
wait a minute,
Who is
that's
that? You know, I went to your new facility finally.
Yes.
I took my cat there, and it's gorgeous.
Thank you, thank
I'm so
you.
happy for you. If
Thank
you
you
haven't
so
seen
much.
it yet, I mean, it's just stunning.
We appreciate
and
that. And
I love that your veterinary rates are so low for folks who have a little bit more of a challenge to afford taking their animal to the vet. I mean, it's a big expense for people.
It really is. And you know, if you or someone that you know has a pet and you know that they're struggling to, you know, pay for the medical needs for their pet, have them contact us, because we do have financial aid for people that qualify. So we do try to help you out. And then mentioning that, you know, you helped us recently raise funds to get more animals here in the desert spayed and neutered. That is something that we really worked really hard to do last year with each city. We are continuing that this year. We've got some programs already in effect with Palm Desert for their residents to help them get their pets spayed and neutered. But again, we're going to be bouncing back and forth from city to city doing that with funds that have come in, including the funds that we raised through the fundraiser with you to get those animals spayed and neutered. So if you need that service, contact us so we can help you with that.
And a big thanks to Lynn and Richard Buckley. They really stepped up to match. That was really super
wonderful
helpful.
people.
Also, you've got Yappy Hour coming up.
We do,
That's such a fun event.
It is. Thank you.
I mean, you can really bring your. Can you bring your animal?
You can, yeah. We just ask that they're friendly with other animals and that you keep them on a leash. And it's an outdoor space inside their beautiful desert rose garden right there at the Riviera. 4 to 6, we only ask for a $20 donation. You get hors d'oeuvres, wine, and a chance to win some prizes. And you'll make some more, you know, animal-loving friends.
Yay, that's wonderful. Charbone, it's so nice to meet you. A little magic we're going to sprinkle on you to get a loving home. And Val, always so good to see you. Thanks for coming in bright and early with us. Jerry, we're going to head over to you for a look at what's ahead in your forecast.
Yeah, winds will be an issue in certain areas of Southern California. I'll sort that out in just a bit. The NBC Palm Springs holiday countdown calendar, 11 days to Martin Luther King Day. Super Bowl a month away, and you still have time to get some sweets for your sweetie. February 14th, Valentine's Day, 37 days away. Forecast. Clear skies over the Coachella Valley, although some spillover mountain cloud cover here. That's kind of a neat picture, but Agua Caliente Casino Cam showing that. Yesterday, near normal numbers in the valley. We hit 68 degrees, 70 are normal. Today, we'll be at or slightly below normal with the numbers, but wind, the big issue. 43 degrees, Yucca Valley, 55 Desert Hot Springs, a cooler 48. Compared to the last couple of starts for Palm Springs, nothing in radar over Southern California. We're quiet in that department. A couple sprinkles around San Diego County maybe today. But winds a little gusty. San Gorgonio Pass. It's an onshore flow. 30-mile-an-hour gusts at Cabazon and Whitewater. The rest of us are doing pretty good right now. We do have an onshore flow that'll be with us today, but we have a wind shift happening later as that system exits the area. The back end of that low-pressure center ushering in some Santa Ana winds. That'll be late this afternoon into tonight. As far as rain, like I said, not much. Morning sprinkles along San Diego County coastline, but here it's going to be the winds. Wind advisory in effect for the Coachella Valley, San Gorgonio Pass, Inland Empire area mountains. That's through 1 o'clock today, but it could be extended in some areas with that wind shift. So, yeah, we'll have onshore winds a little gusty around the San Gorgonio Pass, of course, and high desert a little bit, but it's that wind shift late tonight through tomorrow. Downslope winds into the Coachella Valley will not only dry us out, but we'll get a little gusty around the foothills, again, along and north of I-10 tonight through tomorrow morning. So, again, this morning, it'll be gusty around the San Gorgonio Pass and Desert Hot Springs. Then later today into tomorrow morning, Yucca Valley, high desert, getting some of those stronger winds that backs off late Friday. As far as surface moisture with that wind shift out of the northeast, we dry out. That'll be tomorrow with teens for relative humidity. Temps today, 68 degrees under sunshine Palm Springs, 67,000 Palms. A little cooler tonight. We'll see 40s for overnight lows under clear skies. And then tomorrow, Santa Ana winds begin to back off. And our coolest day with the temps in the 60s, 64 degrees Friday for Palm Springs, upper 60s on Saturday. And if you want warmer weather, Wednesday of next week, low 80s for the Coachella Valley, including 83 in Palm Springs. Comfort Air 7-day forecast, upper 60s, gusty winds. That'll be through tomorrow morning with a wind shift. Northeasterly winds will back off Friday night. Saturday 68, 83 Wednesday of next week.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
You want a little hashtag holiday calendar and pop quiz? Well, we got one for you, brought to you by One Coachella Valley. Checking the calendar, seeing some of the holidays you may not know are happening today. My job to pass them on to you. Thursday, January 8th, 2026, it's National Show and Tell at Work Day. Yeah, you remember that as a kid. You had show and tell in grade school. Well, here's the adult version. So before you go into work today, maybe pick something out that you have That's kind of interesting that you want to share.
What do we got here?
Yeah, what is
Show
that?
and tell. Oh, what is this? We don't even know. Oh, it's a Festivus pole. Oh, and a drawing.
Okay.
I got to bring my
Who's the
cat
artist
one time
back
when I was a
there?
kid.
Okay.
First of all, yeah, I
nice.
think that's how I started this kind of
There
thing.
we
In
go.
classroom at
There
show
we
and tell,
go.
showing the pets.
Oh, how nice.
Also, it's National Argyle Day today, that classic diamond pattern design which began in Scotland, so you can wear that Argyle sweater or socks to work. Also, National Bubble Bath Day. So
Oh,
get
let's
out your
do
Mr.
that.
Bubble. Time to take a nice bath.
That sounds amazing.
Lots of bubbles, isn't it? Covered
Especially
with
when
bubbles.
It's cool out. Oh, it's the best.
Sure. Anyway, bubble, our key word in today's
Ooh.
hashtag holiday pop quiz. Okay, Don Ho was a Hawaiian traditional pop musician, singer, and entertainer who is best known for his 1966 rendition of the song Tiny Bubbles, playing behind me. Although the song will forever be associated with Don Ho, the composition was first offered to this band leader. Is it A, Lawrence Welk, B, Liberace, or C, Jackie Gleason?
Oh, goodness.
Tiny Bubbles. Got A
What do
or
you
C?
got?
Control room?
See?
Okay. What do you got there
What
back
is
there?
it?
Got an A.
A, C, and a...
Okay, no B's. Nobody picked Liberace, but the answer is Lawrence Welk. He said, no, I don't want to do the song because he plays champagne music, Tiny Bubbles.
Oh, yes.
But then after Don Ho recorded it, Lawrence
That's you,
Welk did
Charbon. That you're seeing
play it.
yourself, buddy.
Okay.
What do you think about
Charbon's
that?
like, who's that black dog on television? That's you.
So cute.
Second bubble question. Bring it up. Okay, The Boy in the Bubble is a 1976 made-for-television film about a high school student named Todd who suffers from an ineffective immune system because unfiltered air could kill him. Todd lives in an incubator-like environment, which includes moving around in a giant plastic ball when venturing outdoors. Name the actor who plays the role of Todd in The Boy in the Bubble. A, John Travolta, B, Robbie Benson, or C, Scott Baio.
What? I
Boy
didn't
in
even
the
see
Bubble.
this.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
You do?
I remember this show. I got A, B, and a B. Two A's and a B.
So this would be in 76? Oh, my goodness. Maybe, okay, I'm going to go Scott Baio.
Okay, it's John Travolta.
Is it?
Was it? I remember the movie, but I did not remember it being John Travolta.
Really?
He's in
I
that
have to look
giant
that up.
gerbil thing.
Yeah, I totally remember that, but I
We'll look
do
that
not
up
remember
today.
it being John Travolta.
Wow.
Hope you got him right. Back in a bit. Keep it here.
What a cool...
Connecting the Valley. This is NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back on this Thursday, January 8th. I'm Mary Strong. Jerry Steffen will join us from the Weather Center in just a bit with a look at your forecast. But first, your top stories this morning. A heads up if you're traveling through Indio this morning. Crews are working on Monroe Street. The work will take place all week long from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. with no weekend construction. The project runs from Avenue 48 to Avenue 52 and will be complete in sections. The city expects the full project to be wrapped up by the end of Thursday of next week. That's January 15th. Alternative routes are advised. Desert Hot Springs is asking for your help to support the Rotary Dog Park off Don English Way and are offering a unique way to honor your contributions. If you make a $75 donation, the city will place a personalized dog tag plaque in your pet's honor. Whether it's a new addition to your family or a beloved childhood pet from the past, the 3-inch bone-shaped plaque will be displayed at the dog park, with the city promising to maintain it for the next 5 years. All proceeds from the donations go directly to support enhancements and improvements at the Rotary Dog Park in the city. To learn more, you can scan the QR code you see right here on your screen. If you live in Palm Desert, you may start seeing artists out and about. The city's starting today. That's because this morning marks the start of the Plein Air Festival throughout the city. The festival kicks off today and will run until the end of the month, with artists from around the country capturing the Palm Desert landscape. These works of art will be displayed by next Saturday, January 16th, at the Artist Center at the Galen. There will also be free workshops through the festival at the Artist Center as well. The Palm Springs Fire Foundation is holding a pickleball tournament this Sunday at the Rowan Hotel courts to help raise funds for the foundation and the great work firefighters do around the city of Palm Springs. It runs from 7 Sunday morning until 1 in the afternoon. The cost is $60 per team if you'd like to enter. Well, as the new year begins, for many families, the reality of holiday spending is finally setting in. Our Alondra Campos joins us live in studio to tell us more about what consumers can do to ease the financial stress. Alondra?
That's right, Mary. January is usually a time for fresh starts, new goals, and new resolutions. But for many Americans, it's also the time when the holiday bills come due. After weeks of gift shopping, travel decorations, and family gatherings, millions of consumers are now opening statements and realizing just how much the holidays cost them. According to national retail data, American consumers were expected to spend an average of more than $900 on holiday gifts in 2025, despite economic concerns about inflation and interest rates. Financial experts say January is a critical month for consumers to plan and start paying off the holiday costs.
It's really important that you have to pay attention exactly what you have. You have to do a financial inventory of all your liabilities. That means you need to list every single transaction that you have. Let's say, for example, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, how much you owe money, and what is the balance, and what is the interest rate. So with that way, you can figure that out exactly what strategy are you going to use.
Financial experts also recommend paying off the highest debts first, as well as establish a post-holiday recovery plan. Coming up in our midday newscast, we'll hear more from financial experts about different strategies you can take to pay off your holiday debt faster. Live in studio, I'm Alondra Campos. Back to you, Mary.
Thanks so much, Alondra. Officials and protesters in Minnesota are reacting with outrage after an ICE agent shot and killed a 37-year-old woman on a Minneapolis street. Mayor Jacob Frey is demanding ICE get out of the city, but Trump administration officials are calling the shooting a justified response to domestic terrorism. Just a warning, some of the footage you're about to see may be disturbing. NBC's Alice Barr has the very latest now from Washington.
The city of Minneapolis, once again the center of protest, outrage, and grief.
I'm beyond the thoughts and prayers. I'm enraged now.
after an ICE officer fatally shot a 37-year-old woman identified as Renee Good in the Minnesota Star Tribune. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem says the woman was blocking an ICE vehicle that got stuck in the snow as officers tried to push it out.
She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle.
Video from the scene shows an officer going to the driver's door, another stepping in front of the vehicle, and when the driver accelerates forward and to the right, shots fired.
The ICE officer, fearing for his life and the other officers around him and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey pushing back.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is
and issuing this stark message.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
President Trump defending the officer's actions and vowing to protect law enforcement agents. And as Homeland Security labeled the incident an act of domestic terrorism, Governor Tim Walz urged protesters to stay peaceful.
The Minnesotans don't take the bait. Do not take the bait.
While the community reels. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, the United States could be dealing with Venezuela for an extensive period of time. President Donald Trump, asked by the New York Times how long the administration would demand direct oversight of the nation. He didn't give a definitive answer, replying, quote, "Only time will tell." When the Times questioned if it could take a year or longer, Trump said, quote, "I would say much longer." During the nearly 2-hour sit-down, Trump said the rebuilding process would be profitable and will include the taking of oil. President Trump signed a memorandum on Wednesday that withdraws the U.S. from 66 international organizations. A White House social media post said the groups, quote, "no longer serve American interests." They include 31 United Nations organizations and 35 entities that are not related to the UN. One of them, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. That's the bedrock treaty that underpins international cooperation on climate change. The U.S. joined the treaty and Congress ratified it in 1992 when George H.W. Bush was president. It's time now for your health today, brought to you by Inland Empire Health Plan. Common preservatives used to keep food safe and extend shelf life may be linked to a higher risk of several cancers and type 2 diabetes. That's according to a pair of new studies out of France. The cancer study closely examined the impact of 58 preservatives on more than 100,000 people who were free of cancer in 2009. They were followed for up to 14 years. One of the findings, 6 preservatives linked to cancer are considered generally recognized as safe in food by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The other study examined the role of preservatives and the potential risk of type 2 diabetes in more than 100,000 people who did not have the disease at the start. It found 12 preservatives linked with nearly a 50% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes in people who consume the highest levels. 5 of the preservatives that caused cancer also raise the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. There are some new dietary guidelines for Americans pushing more meat and full-fat dairy and warnings against ultra-processed foods. NBC's Ann Thompson explains.
The Trump administration making over America's food pyramid, with meat, cheese, and dairy now on top.
Eat real food.
The new dietary guidelines double the recommended portion of daily protein, encourage full-fat dairy items instead of low-fat, avoid ultra-processed foods, including some cookies, crackers, and chips. On alcohol, Americans should limit consumption instead of previous guidance of no more than 2 drinks a day for men, 1 for women.
In the best case scenario, I don't think you should drink alcohol.
Many in the health community praise the avoidance of ultra-processed foods, but worry about the increase in protein.
Are you at all concerned that Americans will see that recommendation and think I can eat more red meat? I think there's two big concerns with this focus on higher protein. One is that people will immediately translate protein to meat and eat more red meat, thinking that's, that the most healthful choice when there are other healthier choices. And two, that all of these highly processed foods that are right now adding protein isolates, energy bars and water and cereals, are going to get a big boost.
As for those ultra-processed foods, I asked Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. if government should do more. Should ultra-processed foods be regulated?
Well, our approach is not to tell people what they can and cannot eat. It's to give them good information and let them make their own choices. We live in a democracy. If you want to drink a Coca-Cola and eat a donut, you ought to be able to do that. But it is costing our country money, and it's destroying public health.
That was Ann Thompson reporting. Up next, the new rom-com People We Meet on Vacation arrives on Netflix this weekend. Manny the Movie Guy gives us a sneak peek. But first, we're going to head outside and take a live look. Here's your Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. We still got some clouds out there, but it looks like it's going to be a nice sunny day out there. Jerry's going to break down your full forecast straight ahead.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram.
Checking the Agua Caliente Casino Cam, little cloud cover around the mountains. That's about it. We'll see plenty of sunshine today. Yesterday, slightly below normal numbers, 68 degrees. The high in Palm Springs, 70 the normal. And right now, a lot of 40s to begin our day. A little cool outside under clear skies. Nothing in radar over the Coachella Valley or the Southwest. We're quiet in that department. The disturbance that moved through the area and brought a little bit of rain, it's making its way out of the Southwest area. Now, the strongest winds are around the San Gorgonio Pass, basically an onshore flow, 30-mile-an-hour gust at Whitewater and Cabazon. We're doing pretty good here, although the winds will pick up a little later on this morning. 67 to 71, a range of highs, lots of sunshine. And again, we have an onshore flow that'll shift to a northeasterly flow later today as that low pressure center begins to move out of the area. That's the back end of that low, counterclockwise rotation with the winds, and we're going to get those later on today. Maybe some sprinkles this morning at San Diego County, but no rain for us, even close to us in the valley. And as far as winds, a wind advisory in effect for the Coachella Valley, San Gorgonio Pass area mountains into the Inland Empire. That expires at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and even stronger winds around the San Bernardino Mountains today. So onshore winds with us today, but after that system begins to move out of the area, we get a wind shift. It'll be out of the north. Santa Ana winds with downslope winds into the Coachella Valley will be an issue along and north of I-10 later today. Even the high desert getting some of those strong winds. So that'll be the case for Whitewater, San Gorgonio Pass, Desert Hot Springs this morning into the early afternoon. That's an onshore flow. Then late tonight, Santa Ana winds will begin to move through Yucca Valley, some of the high desert areas into early Friday morning. That backs off more so on Saturday. And with that wind shift out of the northeast, we get our drier air moving into the area. So tomorrow will be the driest day, Friday with teens for relative humidity and dew points. As far as today's temps, 68 degrees in Palm Springs, 67,000 Palm, 60 at Cabazon, and overnight lows a little chilly again tonight. Clear skies as the winds lighten up. We'll let those numbers fall to the 40s. You want warmer weather? Well, it's coming up. But for Friday, that'll be the coolest day with mid-60s for highs with that weaker Santa Ana wind flow. 64 degrees on Friday, 66 at Indio. Compare that to about a week away. This is Wednesday. 80 to 84, yeah, the first 80s this season. Lots of sunshine with dry Santa Ana wind flow. Yeah, 83 degrees Wednesday for Palm Springs, 81 Rancho Mirage. Comfort Air 70 forecast upper 60s today with winds a little gusty through tomorrow morning. 64 degrees. Compare that with Friday's high of 64 to 83 Wednesday of next week.
NBC Palm Springs Sports, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
Last night, your Coachella Valley Firebirds hit home ice at Acrisure Arena against the Henderson Silver Knights, but were not able to take the win. They lost 5-1. Tim O'Brien was there and has details.
A 5-1 loss for the Firebirds tonight here inside Acrisure Arena to the Henderson Silver Knights. A game that head coach Derek Laxdal said completely unacceptable at home, even using the word soft. Certainly not the game the Firebirds want to play in front of their home fans or really at all throughout the season. Head coach Derek Laxdal mentioning some of the peaks and valleys and the rearing of its ugly head for some of these young guys, because guys like Benny Myers and Jacob Melanson up with the Seattle Kraken, so the next man up mentality has to stick. It is still a long season. Firebirds arguably maybe their worst game of the season, 14 penalties. Logan Morrison mentioning after the game to us that 16 minutes of penalties is almost a full period. So you're not going to win a whole lot during the season or playoffs for that matter when you're giving up that much time of ice, when you're running guys out there on the penalty kill. Not really getting yourself into an offensive groove certainly makes it more difficult. 40 shots on goal for the Firebirds, though. You tip your cap to the Henderson goaltender who made some big saves in key spots. Following the game, head coach Derek Laxdal met with us and had this to say.
The penalties are just, that's not even, I wouldn't even look at that game. They obviously were taxing guys with efforts and stuff like that, using a lot of guys in the penalty kill. But I think the one that hurts the most is probably the first one of the game. We take a penalty, we get scored on, and now we're chasing the game, and then we give up another one to make it 2-0. But I just, we were kind of a tale of two teams tonight. Just addressed the group there. We had a conversation, and we just talked about some things. But, I haven't, I think you're starting to see our young team rear its ugly head with Melanson going up and Myers going up and Jerry, even of our group. So guys are getting more ice time, and they're going to make mistakes and things happen. But the one thing I will not put up was an effort like that at home.
Well, the good news is you get right back at it Saturday against Henderson here inside Acrisure Arena, which will be Pride Night. More on that here on NBC Palm Springs through the rest of the week. But the Firebirds will get back onto the practice ice, work some of this out, and then get right back to it Saturday night. Pacific Division standing still very close. So season not anywhere near to being done just yet. And look for the Firebirds to bounce back as this young group has all season long.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The new rom-com People We Meet on Vacation arrives on Netflix this weekend. It's based on a book where Palm Springs is featured, but our city is somehow missing in the movie. Our Manny the Movie Guy set out to find out why.
Alex,
come here.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
A big, super big congrats on People We Meet on Vacation. It's fun, sweet, and heartfelt. I love it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So much.
You're so welcome.
Beignets in the house of the lovebirds. Thank you. I was trying to figure out what my next book was going to be, and I was thinking, okay, well, I could try like kind of a gender swapped When Harry Met Sally, where the more particular one is the boy and the girl is like a little bit like more out there and a little bit more obnoxious, etc.
On vacation, you can be anyone you want.
Who wants to go skinny dipping?
Alex does not.
Maybe Vacation Alex does.
What about you, Mr. Brett? How did you get interested to adapt the book?
Well, when I heard they were making this, I read the book and immediately sort of fell in love with Emily's words and her characters, and was just like, I saw the When Harry Met Sally for a new generation of it all, and that's one of my favorite films. And I said, this is an opportunity for me to do a bucket list movie. This is a movie that I've always wanted to make, a film like this.
That's why I want to travel. You can actually be who you want to be instead of who they say you are.
I was there last night when you called rom-coms our cinema.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
I think when I say rom-coms or cinema, is they should be treated like cinematic art films. I treat a story about two people making the biggest decision they can make, which is who you're going to spend your life with. That's cinematic. Yeah. That's film. That's everything that I want from a movie. And I will continue to do so because this genre deserves that. Yeah. So yes, rom-coms are cinema.
How about every summer, wherever we are, we meet somewhere in the world for a trip?
Deal.
I have one quick complaint.
Yes.
Why did you take out Palm Springs?
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. We knew it was coming, especially from Palm Springs.
Yes.
So it was a logistic change. It was Palm Springs in the script forever and ever, amen. And what happens is when you make a movie with this many locations, the rubber hits the road and you go, well, where are we going to shoot these places?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, certain places have better tax incentives than others.
No.
Hey, what a coincidence. We just got hitched too. So sweet.
Congratulations, you two.
But real quick though, Miss Emily, so did you like the finished product?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, really, like my fear was all wrapped up in I want the readers to be happy.
Yeah.
And last night was the first time I got to really sit back and think, am I happy? Because I was watching it with the readers and I was like, I'm very happy. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of Emily and Tom. I'm so proud of literally everyone who worked on it.
They're
I feel like just gave their all.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I'm really happy, and I expect the readers to mostly be really happy too.
I was very happy. So a big congrats on People Meet on
Thank
Vacation
you.
again. One of the best
Thank-
rom-coms I've seen in quite a long time.
Thank you
so much. Thank you.
We'll
Thank
do this
you.
next time in Palm Springs.
Yes, promise?
Yes.
Yes. We're coming.
The Ace Hotel pool. I'll be there.
Yes, there you go.
I love
Done.
Ooh, looks so good. Can't wait to see it. Well, let's take a live look outside at your Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. This shot always looks like a gorgeous painting to me. We're going to be right back with a recap of your weather forecast, and we've got your top local headlines for you. Stay right here.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you It's time now for a recap of your top headlines. After a lengthy special city council meeting last night, Cathedral City representatives have selected the temporary District 3 member for the council. Christina Gordon will take on the temporary position until November of this year, serving the remainder of late council member Mark Carnevale's term after he died in November. Gordon brings more than 20 years of experience as a nonprofit executive and currently serves on the board of directors for the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City. Tonight, the Palm Springs Public Arts Commission is set to consider relocating the statue of former Mayor Frank Bogart from City Storage to the Village Green in downtown area. The statue was removed from City Hall more than 3 years ago after heavy debate over the late mayor's legacy. Back when the statue was removed from City Hall in 2022, city officials committed to the statue's relocation rather than permanent removal. That Public Arts Commission meeting is set for 5:30 at City Hall tonight. And one last recap of your weather forecast.
Okay, yeah, we have winds to deal with in Southern California. The Coachella Valley is under a wind advisory through 1 o'clock this afternoon. That'll be onshore winds, but then it changes to a Santa Ana wind flow. That'll be tonight through tomorrow morning. 68 degrees for high today in Palm Springs and Indio. And tomorrow will be the coolest day with 64 degrees on Friday. Warmest in our near future, 83 Wednesday.
We hope you have a great Thursday today. We've got more news coming your way at 11 on your midday news. See you tomorrow.